I'm Melissa and welcome to Oh My Word Melly. So I know y'all have been waiting for this video so long and I'm sorry that I got a little bit delayed with this as well. So this is my December reading wrap up. Guys, I am so excited for this video because it's to tell y'all all the Christmassy books that I read in the month of December, and I did read a lot. December is the month in 2023 that I read the most number of books, being 14 books. Therefore, this video is going to be two parts. If I try to talk about all 14 books in one video, it would be a massive video which I don't want to bore you all with. So I broke this into two videos where I'll talk about the first 7 books I read in the month of December, and then next week will be the other 7 books. So don't forget to subscribe to my channel as well as click on that little bell icon so that I'll get notified when I post that video as well, and any video in the future. I am really excited, guys. If y'all are on the lookout for some awesome Christmas books or holiday season books to read at the end of this year, do check this video out. Stay tuned as well. So without further ado, let's see what books I read in December. So the first book I read in the month of December is a book that I got on the Filio Kindle Day or something. They had this on Amazon, and that is A Holly Jolly Christmas Derail by Emily Bradford. So guys, I gave this book a 3-star rating and I really enjoyed this. This followed rival Christmas train ride companies in this very small Christmassy kind of town. It gave me all the Hallmark vibes, and it had rivals to lovers, and even though they were rivals, how do you say, the male main character was honest to the core. At the beginning itself, he's I am your rival. He admitted to being the rival, and then it turned into this grumpy sunshine, and there were so many swooning moments. I really enjoyed it. It was a really quick and cute read, awesome to start off the December month as well. And as I think this was a novella, I can't recall whether it was a novel or a novella, and it had this grumpy sunshine vibe as well as very hallmarky, like I said. And even though it was cute and there were swoony moments and all, I thought the plot progressed really fast. It was just too fast, and all of a sudden you don't feel that connection. The characters were awesome, this was family feuds, or that a rival family trying to sabotage this other train company, but then the children of that family fall in love and they try to salvage both companies, find a way to work together, something like that. But still I felt a disconnect because things just happened and I did not like that, and that's why I gave this a 3-star rating. But if you are looking for a fun and quick read, this is definitely something you all should check out. So the second book I read in the month of December is Snow Away in Hell by Charlie Novak, and I gave it a 3-star rating. Guys, this is a part of a duology, and the first book of the duology. The second book is Up to Snow Good, and I still couldn't read it because the ebook that I got was not compatible with my Kindle, and somewhere down the line this year I need to somehow figure that out and read it. So talking about Snow Away in Hell, this is an romance which has tropes like brother's best friend, forced proximity, one bed trope, and it's sports romance between a jock and a nerd, and one of the main characters, obviously the nerdy guy, loves to read, owns a Kindle, and I was yay! I just love when people or when characters in books are readers or have something to do with books or even own a Kindle, because Kindle for the win, guys. I love my Kindle, and if you all are wondering why am I so in love with my Kindle and going bonkers about the Kindle, click up here and find out why I think Kindle is an amazing expense or an investment for y'all. This was like a fast-paced short story, so y'all can read it in like a couple of hours, and I really loved it. I had so many awe moments, and this has mutual pining. So the the main male character, or like both are males in this. Why am I saying that? Anyway, one of the main characters has this huge crush on his brother's best friend. Little does he know that that guy too has a crush on him, and like they just need one disastrous holiday in a very um, in renovation kind of ski resort somewhere in Romania, that his brother plans like a holiday trip to be very disastrous, lose their baggage, have to borrow clothes, and being stuck in or having to share rooms, like for things to turn into what they want. And I just really love the way that they figured out each other, that they like each other, and how things went from there. Even for a short story, like it was really cute, a nice read as well. And wild fantasies, my gosh, I will say like this had like a one chili rating spice, but the fantasies that they discuss are like making me squirm. And I really liked all these secret crushes, the mutual pining, and how they get together kind of things in this book as well. So do check this out. So this next book which I read in December is something that I was really longing to read in December, and that is Wrapped Up in You by Talia Hibbert. And guys, this is the first Talia Hibbert book that I read, and I'm so excited that I read it. I can't wait to read more books of hers this year, and I for sure am going to read it because I selected it for my uppercase YA reading challenge for this year as well. If y'all are wondering what I'm talking about, click up here to find out what this reading challenge is about. This was such a delightful like rom-com, holiday rom-com, and like spending Christmas at grandma's house, and then pining for the boy next door since childhood, and like childhood friends to lovers, and a divorced female main character, divorcee FMC, who is having like trauma after a toxic relationship that she got out of, and anxiety due to her divorce, and she is now afraid to open her heart even if she has this pining since they were small for this boy next door, who is also ending up spending Christmas at their grandma's house. Long time crushes, so again mutual pining. I just don't know, I think I read a lot of mutual pining books in the month of December. And the MCs are in their 30s, so I really like when characters are coming into similar age groups that I am in. I think I can relate more to it than reading very younger books like those days, like where with younger characters. I like when the characters are more adult characters. Now I think my reading has changed, and like it's such a cinnamon roll male main character. I just can't help, he's such a cinnamon roll, and like he does everything to make sure like she feels safe while winning her trust and love, making her open her heart back to him. Like he knows what she's hiding, he can read her, and I just love that chemistry. And also forced proximity because they're stuck in grandma's house due to a blizzard, and then the cat runs out, who is also like a pregnant cat, so now they have to find where this cat is in this bloody blizzard and then they are forced to work together, and that just makes them realize how well they are together and fall for them. I just love the style of writing. I really enjoyed this book. I gave it a 3.75 kind of rating. It could have been more, but like for my first Talia Hibbert book, the style of writing, the story, and this was a novella as well, so I just really enjoyed this and I couldn't like put it down. I really want to read more of Talia Hibbert's books, so do check out Wrapped Up in You by Talia Hibbert. This next book, I have been wanting to read it since like 2022 Christmas, and I really couldn't, but I somehow made sure I read it in 2023, and that is The Mistletoe Motive by Chloe Lees. And guys, I am like one of the new fans of Chloe Lee's. I read her books for the first time last year in 2023. Started off with Two Wrongs Make a Right. This year too, I want to read Better Hate Than Never, the second book of that, and like to read The Mistletoe Motive in December was like amazing. I enjoyed it so much that I gave it a 4-star rating. It had enemies to lovers, rival managers at a bookstore. Guys, I just love it. I can relate to it. And then one of the people who enjoy giving romance book recommendations, and the other fellow who likes like horror book recommendations but secretly reads romance. I just loved it. And then it had the grumpy sunshine vibe, also a neurodivergent representation where the female main character was on the autism spectrum, then the male main character was a diabetes, like stage 1 or 2 representation. So like different elements that create depth in the story. Then also the female main character was on the asexual spectrum because she is a demisexual representation. Like this book got it all, guys, like all. And it was like very cute, festive, how they are trying to save the bookstore from shutting down because of these keychain, like chain bookstores that are opening up, and or like ebooks thriving, where these physical small town bookstores are like on the risk of it, but both of them cannot survive. Only one of them could get a job, so they are doing their best to save the bookstore, also win their place and navigate their rivalry. And then like a lot of Christmas carol references, and then it's spicy. I really like that, like a spicy You've Got Mail retelling with a spoonfuls of the hating him. So like how can you top that, right? Then it also had steamy slow burn where they are trying to discover each other, move like move away from the hatred they have with each other. Oh, I can keep going on about this book. And then it's like the Grinch meets the Buddy Elf, a few open door scenes. So I would say like Spice was about 2. And every chapter has a soundtrack, or that's the title of the chapter, and like it makes so much sense. And if you all are listening to the soundtrack while reading the chapter, awesome, just awesome, guys. Also, I have to say the drawback for me to like give, one of the drawbacks for me to give like a 4-star rating was the chapters were so long, like 20 minutes long per chapter. Even though it was like a fast-paced and amazing storyline, the thought of me seeing that 20 minutes, 19 minutes, 18 minutes kind of countdown while I'm reading the chapter on the Kindle was driving me crazy, where I just switched that off. Like I said, this book has it all, because this also ends up being like a sports romance where you see the male main character plays ice hockey, and like wow. And the shocking thing is, once I finished the book, is when I realized this was single POV. And I'm like, I just didn't realize it. Like, I first had a feeling like it was just so full. Like, it was amazing that I thought it was dual POV, but it didn't click me until like the prologue that it was single POV from the female main characters end. And I was like, really? And I really enjoyed that. And like I was so hooked to this that I finished this book in a day. It isn't a very lengthy novel as well, and I won't put it into a novella category. It's like in best of both worlds, middle of both of those. And I just devoured it. I was hooked. As always, I like Chloe Lee's writing, and this was no exception. Amazing. The next book I read is The Christmas Pact by V. Keeland and Penelope Ward, and I gave it a 4-star rating as well. And this was a very unusual book for me because it's like it's a novella, but it's characters with their names mixed up, and that's how they meet because their emails get always mixed up and being sent to the other person. So it's Riley Kennedy is the female main character, and like if you have thought of it, the male main character's name was Kennedy Riley. So their emails always get mixed up, and this guy gives unsolicited advice she did not ask for, and like responses to emails that she should actually reply to, saying you better reply like this, and that starts some kind of what do you say, enemicity. I don't know if that is even a word. It's not that they're actually enemies, but more like frenemies, and they work in the same company but two different departments. And then there is this whole Christmas party where both departments have to end up meeting, and she's like, I hope I don't run into him, but she cannot avoid it. That guy comes finding her, and it was like so fun, and it was like co-workers obviously and frenemies to lovers. I found myself smiling so many times while reading this book. And then like this Riley, or this girl, is like so frustrated with her family's expectations. She writes to this online help forum, you know, like this columnist asking what to do, and again that email gets exchanged and goes to Kennedy, where he again be like, you have these problems, I think this is your problem, and blah blah blah, you know, it goes like that. And anyway, that puts them together because now they need to go home for the holidays, and because of all this, she needs someone to take home with, to at least set some expectations with her family, or to show that she is not a lost cause. So what happens there? It becomes fake dating, and like they have to act like they are dating when Riley goes home, and then Kennedy has to go home for his brother's wedding, just not as a simple family wedding, because Kennedy's ex is marrying Kennedy's brother, and you know he couldn't show up alone, so he takes Riley with him. So both houses during the Christmas, they are pretending to be their significant other, but they end up slowly falling for each other. And it's in dual POV, so you get to know what both of them are thinking. Then there are like low steamy moments, one bed, forced proximity, grand gestures. I was just hooked on this plot, and the writing was like really superb. I really enjoyed this, and I loved the banter. All I could think was, the book was amazing. Like every time I was reading, I was just thinking it's amazing, and like it is like such a fast-paced book. You can read it in one sitting. Again, this is somewhere a cross between a novel and a novella, so it's really fast-paced. But one thing I didn't like is I thought there are gaps in the story. So one instance of that is, so both of them go to Riley's house first, do their pretending there, and then Kennedy goes home, where Riley is supposed to meet him a week later for the wedding and to do their drama at Kennedy's place, and it leaves off there where Riley and Kennedy are pining for each other, but then you don't know how Riley or Kennedy managed that week apart, or like what tension they were feeling, or how they were missing this character. Like nothing whatsoever, which would have really added some, I don't know, points to this plot. So that's why I gave it a 4-star, but nevertheless, The Christmas Pack by Vicky Eland and Penelope Ward was something I really enjoyed, and you all should check out. So the next book I read was Wreck the Halls by Tessa Bailey. Guys, you all know I love Tessa Bailey, and when I knew that there was a Christmassy book coming out, I had to read it. I gave this also a 4-star rating, and this follows like children of rock star celebrities who turned enemies after the rock band breaking up, and like it, I thought it was something like it had some concept of parent trap, because they had to somehow work together. Oh, it's such a windy day. Work together and get these two mothers back together and reunite the band. Like years, I think 14 or 15 years later, and it was like really nice. So, and these two children, the female main character and the male main character, they had to go through the consequences of being the offsprings of these friends turned enemies, rock star celebrities, and like if they are seen together, it was a scandal, like things like that. And they meet once when they were teens, and then 14 years later they meet again. And this has like instant connection again. It's in dual POV, family drama, forced proximity, soulmates. Like this really has it all. And a one bed trope, Christmas in New York, blackmail, family feuds. So if you are going into this thinking like it's any other Tessa Bailey book, you are going to be really surprised, because this is a little bit heavy compared to any other book of hers. And like he falls first, and for me it was really shocking. Like from the get-go, normally of any other Tessa Bailey book, I could say that I'm going to be hooked, I'm going to love this. But I was so unsettled in this book, I really did not know if I was going to like it or not until the end. And I found it a little bit bland. Like there was drama, it was cute, it was a unique plot that I haven't read, but for some reason it was just a meh. They're doing everything. It's like a reality show that they're filming these two characters trying to reunite the two mothers, and like just a lot of reality TV, and it was bland compared to everything else. But like it's just drama, like nice storyline, but meh, it's just drama. I don't know how, like I'm not a writer, so I don't know how they could make this better. But and like up until the last few chapters, I was really on the verge of giving this book like a 3 star. But when I passed the 70%, like 70-80% mark of this book, I was hooked. I couldn't put it down, and if I did, because it was bland, like I couldn't risk not knowing what happens next. That feeling only came when I passed the 70% mark, which is a surprise, because normally I am that hooked at the very beginning for Tessa Bailey, at least within the first 10 to 15%. And it was just so shocking. It was enjoyable, it was somewhat fast paced. However, like it was just bland, a little bit heavy, a lot of things going on. And because of the ending, and I loved how the ending was, and the band, whether it reunites or not, how these two actually fall in love irrespective of the rivalry between their mothers. Like because of those reasons, at the end this turned into a 4 star, but I don't think I would give it anything more than that. So shockingly, it's not the best Tessa Bailey book that I have read. But I really did enjoy it. It had a lot of tropes, and it's a unique plot, so do check it out. Wreck the Halls. Now y'all see why I broke this into 2-part video, because this is already lengthy as it is. Anyway, coming back to the 7th book that I read in the month of December, it is If You Give a Grump a Holiday Wish List, which is like the zero point 0.5 book of the Aspen Grove series. Book 1 is yet to come out, so it started with this by Anne Einerson, and I gave it a 4.75 rating. I really did enjoy it, and this is also somewhat of a novella, but I like, guys, for me to give a novella 4.75, it has to be really good, because I hardly give novellas anything above 4, about 3.5, and this just had it all. Like if you all like a Christmas novella, a billionaire romance, he's her boss kind of romance, one bed of forced proximity, small town romance, and age gap. This has like a 9-year age gap, so I don't know what you categorize age gaps as, like how much of a difference should it be for age gap, I don't know. But this has like a 9-year age gap, Hallmark vibes. But guys, don't be fooled, it is spicy. I would give like a 2 to 3 chili rating for spice. It has fake dating, grumpy sunshine, found family, overprotective brothers, and mistletoe kisses with Christmas wish list, where this boss wants to take all these girls Christmas wish list off, and he gets really jealous when he sees that she wants a kiss under the mistletoe as her wish list, and like he doesn't want anyone else to be the ones fulfilling that wish of hers. And then gingerbread house contest, small town romance, like they go to the small town for Christmas. A book with a playlist, guys. For me, it's as having maps in a book to have a playlist in a book. It just gives all the feels if you're going to listen to it while reading, or if you're having it playing in the background like on a very low note, just it gives that very Christmassy feeling. And it also had you touch her and kill, you touch her and I'll kill you vibes, and I'm like, yes, I just love that trope. And it was in dual POVs. I was like, yes, I just I I was like, how can this novella be this cute? I was hooked, and the spice had me hot and bothered. And the style of writing, I have never read any book from Anne Ineson before. The style of writing, the plot was fast paced, it was really nice. I just had all the feels with this book. That's why I gave it a 4.75 rating. So do check out if you give a grandpa holiday wish list. So guys, those are the first 7 books I read in the month of December out of all the 14 books I read in this month in December. I hope you all enjoy these recommendations, all the tropes these have. Like, these are things you all should check out. Like, I really enjoyed the books, and like I can't wait for y'all to see next week's video where I'll get to see what other books that I read as well. So if y'all enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up as well as share this with friends and family. Also, like I said in the beginning, don't forget to subscribe to my channel as well as click on this little bell icon so that I'll get notified every time I post new videos. And because I don't want y'all to miss part 2 of this video, which is coming out next week. So if y'all just want some cutesy reads, do check this out. I really enjoyed it. So with that, it's time for me to say bye from Oh My Word Melly.